How's everybody doing today?
Excellent.
Clearly some people are asleep. So how are we doing today? It's something about the South where family is everything, right? So for me, when I think about that, we're all family, correct?
Yeah.
We will be praying for each other. We'll be loving on each other. And it's something about grandmama, right? Where she be like, hey, baby, how you doing? So on the count of 3, what we're going to do is I'm going to say 1, 2, 3. And we're going to say, hey, baby. Are y'all with me?
Yeah.
So on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Hey, baby. So my dad, he called me. He said, hey, man, they're looking for a keynote speaker. I told him about you. And I said, okay, cool. Like, what you want me to talk about? He was like, HBCUs and frats. I said, ain't never been in either one of them. So I ain't got the greatest thing that I can say about my dad, growing up, he always made sure I understood where I came from, what I was about, what we grew up on. In that book, so we would go at least once a month, and he would say, son, you're going to read this book. I was like, well, I don't like to read. Why would I do that? I don't want to do this. But he was telling me, he was like, no, son, I need you to understand who you are, so when you get older, you can be comfortable in your own skin. This generation, they're not comfortable in their own skin because they hide behind the phone and the computer. Yeah. The first thing I typed in, I said, the graduation rate of colleges. That's all I looked up at first. UCLA, 91%. Harvard, 97%. Yale, 98%. HBCUs, 32 to 34%. And I thought to myself, one of the main reasons being is because most HBCUs come from poverty-stricken neighborhoods. So it's a mindset situation that we're having. We're having a poverty mindset, go to college, and the first thing they think about is a frat, a sorority. I love frats. I love sororities. The problem is you didn't go to school to get Greek letters. You went to school to get a degree. Why are we here and you're just partying? What part of the frat or the fraternity or the sorority are you just letting your brother and sister fall and you're not picking them up and saying like, listen, bro, you're failing. If you're not doing well, you can't come to this frat party. You can't step. Not this weekend. You need to study. If we're a brotherhood, I lift my brother up when he's down. If I see you're failing, I hold you accountable. Accountability is not just rah, rah, rah. It's also giving you the rod when you need the rod. It's funny when we talk about the rod. I remember my dad growing up. He tried to give me a whooping, right? He was out of breath. He said, oh, so that don't hurt? And I was like, it ain't that it don't. Yeah, I guess it don't hurt. I'm grown now. Oh, you grown? Okay, cool. We're going to see how grown you are. Comes back and has the fraternity paddle. The cold part about the paddle, it says
me to lose my job.
Hey, you good. You good. It was 15 years ago. We good. Like, we grown in here.
Wait a minute, y'all live in another county anyway.
And so what was so crazy, the first thing that I thought about when I seen him come in, I said, sweet Jesus, I'm about to see you today. Right? But the second thing that I seen, it said Alpha Phi Alpha, and it said Teacher Jeff on it, right? I said, so you're just going to teach me today. You're going to learn today. Right? You can't go to the next level unless you have somebody that's been there already.
All right.
There's been people that I stand on the shoulders of to say like, listen, I will honor you even when nobody else is looking. The reason why there's a 97% at USC and there's a 34% at a Howard is because of the discipline. I looked at research and they said the average kid that goes to HBCU, when it comes to a test, they maybe study an hour a day. The UCLA to USC kid studies anywhere between 6 to 7 hours a day. It's not that we're not smart. You can't take a group of people from their country, from their region, Africa, put them in an unknown way, and they still survive? We're survivors. What do you mean? Why are we failing? We're failing because of the discipline, not because we're not capable. So when I look at everybody in here, when you see the next generation, you look at them and say, I just want to know, how are you doing today? What do you got planned for yourself? And when they say, I don't know what I want to do, tell them they got greatness in them. Start there. Tell them that they're more than a conqueror. Tell them that they're the head and they're not the tail. They're above and they're not beneath. Tell them that, okay, you don't know what it is, but God knows what it is. One of the greatest things I've ever heard somebody say, T.D. Jakes said this. He said, God never gave us tables, he gave us trees. I said, wait, what? Everything that you need is already within you. Everything that you need to build, everything that you need to grow is already in you. So what we do here, when you sit down every single day, you think about that kid that doesn't have the opportunity that you need, that they need. You think about the kid every single day that while you're here, you remember when you get upset, when you're frustrated, when the person in the cubicle next to you kind of get on your nerves. Like you think about why you started this job. Right. You think about when you first got hired, how hyped you were when you first started. When it gets to a point to where you get discouraged, you get frustrated, and even those moments where you may have to visit a house or you're interacting with one of the parents and they frustrate you, you're like, why am I doing this? Oh yeah, the kid that's behind that door. You are gifted for this very day, for this very moment, for this very second, for this very hour, for this very minute. You were chosen for this very day. The people that have pledged, understand, you pledged because there's people that are looking up to you saying like, I want to be just like that. Everybody from the AKAs to the Deltas to the Sigmas to the Alphas to the Omegas. Every day that you step foot and you step outside, you say, today, I'm going to represent God the best way I can today. Every time you walk in, they say, you know what, I was having a bad day, but now that you're here, when somebody that you go and visit and they say, man, it's just something about you. Every time you come, I feel different. Every day I wake up, I say, God, Jesus, you died on the cross for me. You know my heart and you still love me. That's a lot on it. Come home today and be who God created you to be. That great woman and man of God of character and integrity that's going to say, every day I walk out, I'm walking out with dominion and power that God's gave me. Love you guys.